We're back. No time to waste. Typically don't do this, but I had to get right back in. You guys aren't going to see this till Friday, so there's a week apart. But I hit stop record on 355. We instantly hit start record on 356. I don't think I've done this on any chapters of all the 355-ish that I've read up to this point. I've never like gone right back in because I need to see kind of what's like. This is honestly, to me, the Casca storyline is might be the biggest storyline of the entire kind of like show story, in my opinion, and it's happening right now. Something triggered her. Clearly, the sight of Guts triggered her, not the memory of him, because they said, because Farnese brought up the name, like, "Hey, Guts," and it made her emotional, teary, happy. Was going to see him, like literally, like on like in that moment, and of course he's got to come out fucking rock cock sword on his back, tattered everything. And again, I don't know if he could have shown up at his best Sunday in his Sunday best. It would have made a difference, but I'm guessing what we're seeing right now. I haven't scrolled through anything. Is her just getting flooded with the memories. It sucks because Shirka and Farnese got the good part, and we're stuck with this. So we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it goes. We just need to get into it. We'll go over here. We'll press play on that. Make sure the volume's all the way turned up. Beep, bop, boop, bop, bop, beep. Turn this down here. Recording. Testing. Mic seems to be on. All right. 356. Yeah, this is gonna be bad times, bro. I just hope that, like, who knows? We'll see. I'm guessing this is all going through her mind right now, or no? No. Oh, okay, okay. I think we. No way we jump back in and they cut away. I think we cut away. This isn't. I don't think this is Casca. This looks like whatever Rickert might be dealing with. Actually, I don't know what the hell's going on right now. Are they going? What do they gotta? Are there trolls like trying to build an army to charge Falcone out here these days, or what's going on here? Are these? Because these don't look like apostles. These like straight up look like trolls. What do they gotta do? They gotta go out there daily and push back the forces, or what? I guess. Yeah, gotta go clear off the fences, get the zombies off the wall, so we don't gotta deal with it. Smart. No way you don't cut me back to that Casca storyline. There's just no shot. I will scroll through this so fastly. So fast. To get to that. Yeah, I mean, it looks like we're just out here clearing it. Like, this is just like a daily thing we gotta go do. Alright, there's things approaching the city again. Let's go earn our paychecks. Pretty much. But would those things even be able to approach the city with kind of like everything that it gives off? Like, light-wise and whatever Griffith is able to do. And it's really getting to a point where, like, this is going to get stale for him. In my opinion. Because he achieved everything and achieved it so easily. I don't think it was... Because to our knowledge, it was no sweat off his back to give up his friends, essentially his family, because of what he built up and how everything he had built, people loved and adored him, would die for him. And he brutally sacrificed them for his own selfish desires. He would put his friends and family to the slaughter to achieve. And that's all he had to do. Here, just easy button. And he ascends. It's not like he'd be given the chance to, like it just would happen because he was made so powerful that there was no struggle after that moment. That I feel like now that he's achieved his dream and has gotten his kingdom, I think he's just going to be, he has no one to share it with. You think he has any connections with these other apostles or any of these like actual people? I don't think he does at all. So what happens when he achieves it and gets lonely? I don't know. Don't slow down, Sir Mule. If they catch you, you're finished. They'll pluck your head off. I realize that, Sir Laban. Who'd ever allow these man-eating savages to... buddy? You want to keep your heads on swivels? Oh, they're chucking shit. Honestly, Mule has such close calls. Lord Griffith, the heart of the enemy's will, is east of the battlefield atop a hill. A path has already been cleared? Yeah. Make it easy again. But be careful. An ominous shadow lurks in the grove behind the hill. Yeah. Troll King over here. Griffith's got all the easy answers. Yeah, it's over there. Blah, blah, blah. Like, this is just what they have to go through on a weekly basis. What do they got? Tamed snakes over here? A Hydra? Look at Zod. Old whipping boy. Yep. That's pretty much what it's come down to. Like, none of this is a threat. And the thing is, like, he doesn't even have to break out of his... Like, I don't know if there's another form that he actually has to achieve to pull out more power, but he's just hanging around in base form. This is base form Frieza over here, just hanging out. Just hanging out. There's no struggle. You're going to win and always win. And if that's the case... Like, is it fun? If you know the outcome? Every single time? Maybe. Yeah, Apostles just doing what they do. Just clearing shit out. Everybody's out here hanging out. We have a horseback on top of a... Yep, and then he goes and slays it, and yeah, all hail Griffith. Yay. Okay, that chapter was actually... I mean, there were no words. Of all those pages, how many panels had words on them? 1? 2? Okay, I can tell you right now, none of these 3 chapters are going to be taking us back to Casca. I just pray that we get to it before I run out of chapters. I just pray we get to it before I run out of chapters. Making sure we're still recording. That's a pretty cool shot. Got Zod, Guts' older brother, Griffith. It's not bad. Yes, and the other... I've slain the king of the Jotnar? Sonya, convey what I'm seeing to all on the battlefield. Understood? Alright, Sonya. Let him know. Sir Laban, yes. Looks like our leader has settled things personally. Victory is ours. All forces finish off the enemy. Another easy day's work here in Falconia. I really want to see what goes through his head now. That's what I have no interest in the Griffith storyline at all. Nothing about it is interesting. Everything's easy. They're always going to win. They're always going to succeed. He has premonition. He's got someone that can see this, see that. Who knows what he can and can't do. Can he even die? Who knows? So there's nothing interesting from it. It's like reading a story where the main character always wins. That's why I don't like a lot of those stories, but that's typically you're shown in anime these days. The main character never dies. He's always going to win. But this is like OD. So when they're on screen, there's nothing that I can really gain from them. When like Griffith and his boys are on screen, I want to start seeing his internal thoughts of like, what does he think of it all now? Now that you've achieved it, like what's up? Are we happy, sad, want more? Is this enough? Are we lonely? Do we think about Guts and Casca ever? I don't know. Let us return together to the city where your loved ones await. It's a soothing sight, no matter how many times I see it. To be able to return to those we love no matter what. There's no better news for us as soldiers. But that doesn't mean it's okay. To chase glory and expose precious young lives to danger. But for now, those monsters that pose a threat to the Eastern Highway region have been wiped out. It isn't much, but we have finally recaptured some territory. What do you need to recapture? You have everything. It's like you gotta go out there to grow crops. You don't need to communicate or get to anybody or anything. You have everything you need. Indeed, but acquiring territory and maintaining it are not the same. Even if we settle and farm this land, monsters might return and attack. A few troops stationed here couldn't... Yep. The war demons are powerful, but their numbers are limited. Well, that's true, but... Lord Griffith, it's there, up on that hill over there. Good work, Sonya. What is it you found? A literal touchstone? For solving a problem? What problem do you have? sir. Grumbelt had to go pick that up by his mouth. This seems to be an ancient rune, but Grumbelt, can you replace these as they once were? Okay, tremendous. I bet he could build an entire fortress by himself. Although he himself is something of a stronghold. But at some point we took this site for granted. I can't think of a more reliable comrade with whom to risk my life. To be honest though, it's still a bit terrifying. Along these lines, it's a corridor of stone pillars. Lord Griffith, yes, looks like we can use this. To do what? Notify all forces. Prepare for a dawn withdraw. Gather in 2 columns at the base of this hill. Furthermore, war demons are to revert to humanoid form and put on their equipment. What are they going to have, like an insta-teleport gate here? What the hell is this about to be? True, they'd get stuck in that form? What the hell are they actually about to do here? All forces forward. Be sure not to lose sight of the one in front of you. Why specifically between the pillars? Could it be some victory ceremony or something? Hey you two, don't look away or you'll get lost. Lost, what do you... What the hell is actually happening here? Sir Laban? What is this? Are we riding through the sky? The World Twin Tree? We are now galloping through the branches of the World Twin Tree? What can't we do, guys? What can't we do? Now we can just easily get there in and out. Unbelievable. Have we returned to Falconia? This isn't a dream. We rode through the sky, and in the blink of an eye, after subduing the Jotnar, the Hawk performs yet another miracle. The Hawk of Light has created a new legend. We were witness to it. No, the band of the Hawk accomplished this great feat with him. I've grown accustomed to the bazaar since the Kashan invasion, but never did I envision the day I'd ride through the sky. It means that if you ally with him, there'll be no lack of surprises awaiting you. That it does. Oh please, how can you say that now? Being with Lord Griffith means having a part in a legend. Does it though? But a sky path? That's amazing. We can dispatch troops from the capital anywhere in an instant, or even evacuate in the other direction. It will be a military, no, a logistical breakthrough. Sorry, but it won't work out that simply. The only ones who can come and go on the branches without getting lost are Lord Griffith and myself. Okay, girl, appreciate it. Is that so? Unless you have a special perception like we do. You'll get lost in the countless forking branches and end up someplace unexpected. Really mess up. And you might wander out to sea or deep into the earth. Even so, a march is possible with me in the lead. If we set up the ruins buried here and there, it'll prove quite useful for future military movements. Of course, that will mean relying on my medium's powers heavily. Leave it to me. I'd race to the ends of the earth if you called. I'm gonna call it now. Sonya's gonna get sacrificed for something. I don't know what that is, but I just have a feeling she's gonna be a casualty that Griffith has to use. But for now, a triumphant return with the morning sun. Alright, one more. Dang, we jumped right into this and I'm not even... Whoa. Whoa there, brother. That's a vibrant panel you got there. Well, we know what's going to be the thumbnail. That's pretty damn great. Woof. Damn. That looks pretty good. Alright. Sure, we're going to have a lot of fluff pages here that we're going to have to scroll through. I want to see what they have to say about Casca. Former unit commander of the Band of the Hawk, her experience in the eclipse left her mentally regressed. Her mind was restored via a ritual using the Corridor of Dreams, which belongs to Danan, the ruler of Elf Island. Okay. I thought we might get a little more, but... No. And they keep bringing up Moria. Well, Morda, I'm assuming she has a part to play. An Elfheim witch, her abilities are excellent, but she has an extreme side, as seen in her casual attitude toward taboos. Unlike her mild-mannered compatriots, Morda has a keen interest in the outside world. She's like Isma, but a bitch. So, the ruler of Elfheim elves, spoken of in legend as the Flower Storm Monarch, she could perform the Corridor of Dreams ritual, which is a means of restoring someone's mind. Alright, tell me we're here. We got one chapter left for this video. Tell me we're here. Guts' party reach their destination of Elf Island, hoping to restore Casca's mind. By way of the ritual use of the Flower Storm Monarch, the Non's Corridor of Dreams, Shirka and Farnese dive into a world deep within Casca's psyche and finally awaken her from her long nightmare. Then, when the time for the reunion comes, the sight of Guts makes Casca cry out in repulsion? Just give it to me, good or bad, just give me the Casca Guts interaction and what's happening right now. That's all I need to know. Just lay it on us here, guys. Oh, fluff, we're still back in Falconia. Welp, we're not gonna get it. We're not gonna... No, are we? No, we are. I thought, like, for a second there, maybe we were in Elf... No, but we're not in Elf Island. Here's my military report. The Band of the Hawks Lancers have nearly exterminated the ogres, trolls, and other legendary beasts on the plains west of Falconia. Furthermore, the forest and river regions remain untouched and will likely require constant vigilance. The mines to the north are infested with goblins, which must be dealt with swiftly. Regarding the Jotnar in the east, previously our biggest threat, as I'm sure each of you is already aware, they were wiped out by the new Royal Army, with our own Band of the Hawk at its core. Oh, Charlotte. Honestly, I think Charlotte doesn't make it out of this either. I think she's going to be punted for something. What that could be, I don't know. Magnificent. This means the recovery of our domain has finally begun. Because I want... And the reason I say that I think Sonya and Charlotte might get, like, sacrificed for something is because I think, like Rickert was kind of saying, I can't be here knowing that this city and everything was built off the backs and deaths of, like, my own comrades. But none of them see him like that. None of them know him like that. But could you imagine the biggest betrayal to a Charlotte and a Sonya that look at him like the Hawk used to look at him? Would be him just disregarding them. Like, actually just forfeiting their lives. This victory is no more than the first act in the Adruge's struggle to come. Please understand the recovery of our domain and the reclamation of human living space are one and the same. Certainly none of us object. On to the next pending item. Heed of the Castle Guard and Military Police, Sir Owen. If you report on the status of capital security, the citizens of Old Windham, the first settlers, established neighborhoods based largely on their trade guilds from the old capital where peace and quiet are the norm. Meanwhile, in the neighborhoods of immigrants from various other regions, wages for many are low and crime is noticeably on the rise. In addition to public disorder becoming more apparent in the temporary refugee district, there are many heretical sects, even amongst the holy seas. If neglected, these tensions could erupt. We can't afford a heretic conflict within the capital during these troubled times. At this point, even the Kashan are far more reliable. With so many people from different backgrounds suddenly gathered in one place, of course there will be friction. But seeing the Hawks or Griffith like that, if they could even once see the soul ascension ceremony for themselves, they should realize that slight differences in the interpretation of doctrine are insignificant. Certainly we cannot deny said ritual helps alleviate the people's discontent. Truly seeing is believing. But we cannot afford to continue neglecting the decline of the city's public order. Are there any immediate countermeasures besides increasing military police presence? It will mean adding to the military's burden once again, but what choice is there? The particulars can wait. Next, we have a relief measure for orphans by the state. A proposal to establish an orphanage. What's that? That one is mine. Your Royal Highness, we, your subjects, all respect your benevolence when it comes to the children. It is most fitting for the future mother of our kingdom, but as your humble servant and treasurer, I must say the government does not currently have such funds. Can we not just, like, have them do? Like, what? I don't... like funds for, because everything's so plentiful here. Like, what are we talking about? Wages and funds. I feel like we shouldn't be like paying for goods here. Does that make sense? Due to our recent war with the Kashan, our domestic economy fell into a depression, and we couldn't recover before the emergence of these current hardships. We simply cannot afford it. Oh, I see. We should do it. Yes, sir, I think that's a great idea. But Sir Griffith, the cost involved. Why not allocate a portion of the loot taken from the giants? But things have an order of priority. The budget must first be carefully allocated to cope with current problems. Coping is not enough. That is a slow path to ruin. In order for us to survive, the only path forward is to prosper. Orphans alone aren't enough. The government should play a part in the education of all children until age 8, no, age 10. This would include cultivating a national sense of belonging, solidarity, and morality, in addition to teaching reading, writing, and the range of other subjects. That sounds like utter nonsense, though they are but children. Their labor is indispensable to the parents. If it's only half the day and we provide a daily meal, that should be a boon for the needy masses. But to educate the people, wouldn't that be? Yeah, we can't teach the poor because then they'll have knowledge. What do we do then? If commoners grow arrogant, we could very well descend into a mob rule, and cracks might form in the class system. Then we're all going to be equal. Then what? Worst case, if it were to result in a massive uprising. Troubles at home and abroad are a chronic national disease. If we're going to have that same illness, we should not just sit by and grow weak. We should advance towards glory, even if the path is painful. In 5 or 10 years, if we're to survive and achieve prosperity in this new world, our current standing army, both mercenaries and soldiers serving under the peerage, will never suffice. We're certain to need the power of the citizens, a large-scale army of the people. And to fund this vastly expensive endeavor, the people must prosper by any means available. Construction, engineering, agriculture, improvement, logistics, anyone with the potential to excel should study diligently in order to support the government and help lead us to prosperity. So educating the children becomes a major strategy toward achieving that goal. The people's strength is the nation's strength, true. But funding! That accountant over there is freaking out. Shouldn't we dip into the treasury for this, even if it means bending the rules? But if all we do is spend, it will bleed the government dry. We'll have to impose new taxes, and the economy is strained enough already. If we can recapture the northern silver and copper mines, we should be able to mint many coins. I have another suggestion, which ties in with the earlier matter of local public order deteriorating. If we continue to isolate the refugees in one district, discrimination and persecution are sure to become the norm. We should act before that happens. If they seek relief from this kingdom, they must prove they are a greater benefit to it than its own citizens. We must instill in them the duty and afford them the opportunity to do so. Why not incorporate the refugees into the army? You mean as we've done with the Kashan? We have seen positive results from absorbing the Kashan. We partake of the same food and expose ourselves to the same threats. Those experiences create strong bonds amongst people. I'm sure they will make excellent soldiers, but if we hire more troops, it will require still more funds. We will have them lay the foundation to generate those funds. We're really over here, like, really going through, like, government shit right now. Like, we're just playing. Griffith doesn't care about any of this. We're just hanging out. We're just hanging out. In addition to general military service, new recruits will be expected as combat engineers to build and maintain roads and to construct strongholds and forts in recaptured territory. With those bases and roads as cornerstones, we will build towns, cities, a transportation network, a cultural sphere for all humanity. As a means of national defense, too, we will build grand walls along the expanding royal border with a cordon formed the scattered bases rather than one large permanently stationed force. Using the roads to swiftly dispatch large-scale forces when the need arises should prove more efficient, and we can keep costs down during peacetime. Military services last 10 years, so those who serve their time can be granted citizenship for themselves and their families or residents wherever they wish in the kingdom. Aren't these terms a good arrangement for labor and reward? Other governments are currently at a standstill. Cities, towns, and villages everywhere are isolated and overrun by a legendary beast. Our Midland is probably the only functioning nation. No shit. We're amidst a strange and menacing world that threatens to destroy us if we take one false step. It really doesn't, though, because you could snap your fingers and get rid of all that if you wanted to. But another way of looking at it, one could say we've obtained a blank and boundless map. To survive, we will expand and invade. We cannot afford to hesitate to fill in that map. It is said that in ancient times, the renowned emperor, oh yeah, that's right, formed a great empire across the entire continent with this land at its center. So let us show what we too can establish, humanity's realm. So this is his current goal. This is what's got his attention at the moment. It will keep him, I guess, not bored. A second empire. What a grand vision. While our kingdom faces an existential crisis still, we can't just stand here. We must scrape together the funds no matter what. I will check in with some prominent firms. I will ask the Holy See for support. I mean, he's playing government here, but if he truly wanted things done, who's going to say no? You know, they used to do little but scheme to protect themselves in their own interest. Now they seem like whatever possessed them has gone. Well, in that context, I myself used to be their ringleader of sorts. To lead a nation and its people, one must have a sublime vision. All of us are entranced by that man. Yeah, no shit. I swiped some dried meat from the kitchen. Oops. Come here. Hey, Lord Griffith. Charlotte. Yeah, there's something going on here. Sonya does not like that shit. Oh, Princess Charlotte. Highness, it's improper to run. You'll slip and fall. Back there, that is... I felt like I was intruding with my idea. No, it was a very worthwhile suggestion. If the kingdom can be a good parent to orphans, the orphans are sure to support the kingdom once they're independent. I want to take the flowers in the garden gathered from all over the kingdom and plant them at the orphanage, so it can be a home to soothe the children after all their hardships. Mother of the kingdom, like a mother looking after a home. This is a text-heavy chapter. In that case, would that make his future royal majesty the father of the kingdom? She blushes. Stop that. Lord Griffith, do you have plans after this? If you'd like, we could have tea together in my chambers. I would love to soothe your weariness from the latest campaign. There's nothing on the military schedule for this afternoon. Please spend the time at your leisure. I could do something soothing too. They haven't spent time together in a while. Don't get in the way. Weren't you by Lord Griffith's side the entire campaign? She's jealous. She is. I'm curious if she'll ever do anything about it, but who knows. I'm taking a long ride. Don't come with me. Yeah, as if. Guess I'm the only one who never gets a day off. Okay, I guess they're doing their thing. Are we going to get Griffith thoughts here? No, because they're going to end the dumbass chapter right here. Sure enough, it's tonight then. What does he mean? Does he know that Casca's been away? What does that mean? Where did he go? Tell you right now, he shows up on Elf Island. Holy tits. That boy shows up on Elf Island while we're trying to, like, deal with Casca's mental breakdown again with Guts and the Elf Monarch. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Very, very text-heavy chapter. I dove back in and didn't get a damn thing from it. Now, what he meant by it's tonight then, I mean, I think it's one of two things. I mean that's easy enough. It could be referring to, like I said, like he knew along the way that somehow, or maybe he knew the path. he knew they would get to that island and they would restore Casca's mind. He just didn't know when it would happen. Like, he knew it would, but didn't know the when. And he either got I don't know what sparked that. But if he shows up, brother, whole brother, or he's just referring to something that has nothing to do with that at all. Like I said, I don't know if he has any interest in what we're doing at the moment. It's not like we're plotting. There's been no plot to, like, okay, we go take this back, we go get rid of him. I just mean a sense of, like, what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. Like, he knows we're still out there. So what does he mean? Like, what does he mean by that? What do you mean by that? You tell me. I have absolutely no idea, but we'll leave it there and see. It's unfortunate. So I don't know when we'll get back to that stuff. Hopefully within the next 6 chapters, so within next week, but we'll see. Appreciate it, everybody. Like, share, favorite, subscribe, and as always,